Hi, everyone. Welcome back to WorkTech. It's George LaRocque here, and we've got a special video series that we're starting in partnership with Greenhouse. Greenhouse Open is taking place on May 24th and 25th at the Javits Center in New York City. It's one of my favorite events in the industry, and we're providing links in the notes or the article, depending on where you're seeing this interview, so that you can reserve your spot at the event. But you don't need to be a Greenhouse customer to do that. So I encourage you all to take a look at the site and reserve your spot. You'll learn quickly why it's one of my favorite places to be in the spring. And today I'm talking with Mike Fitzsimmons, the CEO and co-founder of CrossChq, one of the leading providers in the talent intelligence space. Welcome, Mike.
Thanks so much for having me, George.
Yeah, it's great to meet you and great to meet CrossChq. I would love if we could start with an intro, tell everybody a little bit about yourself and a little bit about CrossChq.
Yeah, so well, I'm the CEO and co-founder of CrossChq. We're a leading provider of talent intelligence, hoping to assist talent acquisition, recruiters, hiring managers, et cetera, just bring more data to the hiring process. So very, very proud of where we are in our journey. The company is entering its fourth year in existence. So we're excited to be part of the Greenhouse event this year. And thank you for hosting me today.
Yeah. Well, I'll look forward to shaking your hand in person. Live events I've done so many, but it feels like something new again. Yeah, with everything going on in the world of COVID and all that. But so tell us a little bit more about CrossChq. Where does CrossChq fit within the TA Tech or WorkTech stack and ecosystem, and what are some of the problems that you're helping talent acquisition solve?
Yeah, it's a complicated question oftentimes in our world because it's moving so quickly, right? I think we have a tagline of take the guesswork out of hiring, and I think that flows through everything that we do. We have a solution set that helps recruiters with everything from workforce planning to visualizing their hiring funnels to getting more data on candidates and more intelligence on candidates. And then, as importantly, is closing the loop with post-hire data to help bring sort of some semblance of measurement to the whole quality of hire concept. So when you think about us at a headline level, think about us as bringing more data and more predictability to our hiring decisions.
Okay. And I mean, that's an understatement. Things have been changing. I mean, they've been changing while they're being accelerated and changing some more, right? Especially in talent acquisition where, just the technology has evolved so rapidly while the problems evolved, right? They need to hire better people faster. And that's, it was complicated before COVID. And boy, you found a place that I think a lot of employers are focused on in, quality and looking at, beyond the resume and vetting in the selection process. So it'll be interesting to see the product and what you're talking about at Greenhouse. So what kind of companies are using your product?
Yeah, so look, we're excited that now we have over 300 Greenhouse customers active on the platform in some capacity. Wow. So we've got a wide range. And that does cover the gamut from SMBs all the way up to the enterprise. So they cross all spectrums. We do have a high concentration of tech and kind of fintech just by the nature of kind of where we started. So I think probably 45% of our customers are in that bucket, but I'm proud to say that we've cracked every other sector. So health tech and healthcare is the next largest vertical for us. Yeah. But really it's across the spectrum. And I think we tried to build a platform that would be able to, we like to say, kind of enrich the Greenhouse experience for its users. I mean, Greenhouse is an awesome platform to begin with, and we're trying to kind of fill some of those gaps to help make it even more awesome for all of the Greenhouse customer base. So,
yeah, and what does that integration look like for a Greenhouse customer? A lot of details to unpack with that, but what kind of experience do they get?
Yeah, I mean, we're proud that they made us a preferred vendor, which is really cool, right? A customer preferred vendor. So we're we're in their marketplace. I think the integration is really quick. And I know everyone says that, but Greenhouse has done a great job of building a platform that makes it easy to activate solutions like ours, right? So it is something that takes minutes, not hours, and does kind of seamlessly integrate into the workflow both ways. So the ability to kind of activate the CrossChq suite in your hiring flow, but then also the ability for us to get data out of Greenhouse and use it in some of our visualization products, just to make recruiters' lives easier, so they can get easier access to the information that they want at their fingertips. So I say it, I guess we probably all hear it too often, that the integration is easy and it's a light lift, but in this case, I really believe that to be a true statement.
Yeah. And is that how, I mean, it sounds like it's a great experience being part of the Greenhouse ecosystem. Is experience the, it sounds like you've done all the hard work up front to provide that experience for your customers and their customers. Is that probably the biggest benefit of being a part of the ecosystem?
Yeah, look, I think they've done a great job of attracting customers and companies that are innovators to begin with. If you sort of think, I think we probably forget that Greenhouse disrupted this space to a large extent. Like we're so used to them at this stage that we sort of forget their history. But as such, and the industry doesn't move as rapidly as we almost might think it might move to,
Right.
with as much innovation as happening. So in broad strokes, yeah, certainly they've attracted a very innovative set of customers, high growth customers that tend to be data driven, predisposition to be data driven in their processes and looking to innovate themselves. So that sets up really nicely. Some of the more established sort of platforms out there, just the customers don't move as quickly, and that they just by their nature are probably a little more risk averse and a little less willing to try new things quickly, right? So there's a benefit to that for sure.
Yeah, cool. So now you're going to be at Greenhouse Open, and I understand you've got a session. What are you speaking about? What's that session all about?
So all about data for sure. So how can organizations better leverage data, both pre-hire data on candidate intelligence, all the way through to the quality of hire, to help just optimize their decision making. We have a couple of great panelists, heads of talent from Aya Healthcare, from Adapar, some really hot large companies on the Greenhouse platform to help bring some good insights into what we're doing. You made an interesting comment earlier about we all want to hire better, faster. I think part of that word "better" is a word that we kind of just say quickly, but don't necessarily know what we mean when we say it. I think we're going to certainly use this session to try and better unpack what better actually means for our organizations. And better might mean something different, right, to one company than it might mean to the other. And we got to make sure we're all kind of on the same page as to how that all comes together.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that at the end about it being different, because if you didn't, I would have. That's the thing, right? Is it's getting your head around quality and around hiring better. Everybody's got their own view as to what that means. And some companies, unfortunately, just look at faster and pay the price later for not focusing on the better part. So, all right. Other than your session, which sounds really interesting, I'll sit in on that one for sure. Is there anything else you're looking forward to at Greenhouse Open?
Well, gosh, you brought up at the outset just how much innovation there's been in our category or our broad sector, and so. Frankly, do a little bit to what we've all experienced over the last few years of not being live. You don't necessarily get as much exposure to some of this stuff as you would have otherwise, right? You're left to your own devices in terms of how to navigate and see what's new and cool. So I think that's, excited to see what's coming, what other vendors are doing around the space and what innovation is happening. I know Greenhouses themselves have been working on some cool things, and I'm excited to see a little bit more on their product roadmap and what's coming out. So I think, you put all that together, I think it's just for all of us learning and trying to keep up with the pace of play and making sure we're innovating in the right direction is certainly of interest to me.
Yeah, for sure. And, I'm really looking forward to learning even more about CrossChq and for your session. And I know, anybody attending Open will be checking you out, and we'll have a chance to meet you there. But in the meantime, what's the best way to get in touch with you and CrossChq to learn more?
Yeah, for sure. And I appreciate you giving us the proverbial shout out option. So As much grief as we get for the spelling of our name, it's www.crosschq.com, CROSSCHQ.com. And I am Fitz at CrossChq, so FITZ at crosschq.com. If anyone wants to email me directly or find me on LinkedIn, but fired up to meet folks and get back at it.
Yeah, that's me too. And just once again, Greenhouse Open is happening on May 24th and 25th at the Javits in New York City. You can go to greenhouse.io/events or click on any of the links in the notes or article to reserve your spot. And again, you don't need to be a Greenhouse customer to attend. There's always a lot of great content there. And again, it's one of my favorites. And Mike, thank you so much for your time, for sharing everything. And I'll look forward to seeing you in New York City next month.
Awesome, George. Thanks so much.
All right. Thanks. Take care.